Welcome back to UCLA Football TV, hosted by West739. I hope you guys enjoyed Super Bowl weekend. It was definitely a good game. I'm not going to hold y'all today. We're going to jump right in. If you look at UCLA's starters right now, I get why some fans feel comfortable. You see portal additions. You see guys that look bigger than last year. You see progress. But today is not about the starters. This is a depth chart warning. Because when I start looking at the too deep, that's where the conversation changes. And when you compare that too deep to what the Big Ten is built like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's not just concerning. It's kind of scary. So lock in, because today we're doing a trenches audit. It's not going to be nothing about hype, no predictions, just math, and whether the roster can physically survive November. Here's the part a lot of Bruin fans are skipping. In the Pac-12, you can survive with a strong starting five offensive line and maybe one swing guy. Games were faster, more space, less leaning on people for 60 snaps. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Pac-10 was quick. It was all about speed. The Big Ten doesn't work like that. There's a tax. Just by being in that conference, there's a tax you have to pay. And I'm trying to point it out to you guys because I need to make sure we're all locked in and the expectations are the same. I will continue to say this. I know you guys know it already, but this is not the Pac-12. We cannot play football in the Big Ten like we play football in the Pac-12. And that's the physical tax. You play one bruiser, then another. And then you look up and you're on the road in bad weather, playing teams that don't care about style points. Your starters are going to get banged up. That's not pessimism. That's reality. And you guys know I'm right. So this is what I'm talking about. So the real question is our left tackle good? The real question is who replaces him when he needs a break or when he's not? Because if the next guy is built different in a bad way, you don't lose in the first quarter. You lose in the fourth. Let's start on offense. Come on. Credit where it's due. The staff knew this was an issue. You can see it. The way they went out there and they attacked that offensive line, they brought in some big bodies. They brought in some people that look like offensive linemen. The starters, they definitely look more Big Ten ready than last year. We've added mass. We've added experience. Some of these guys are pushing north of 315, 320, and that's real weight. But now, let's fade out the starters. Let's talk about the next group. If a guard goes down in week 4, who's going to step in? I'm not talking about stars. I'm talking about body type. When you're asking a high 280s, low 290s backup to block a 330-pound senior from Wisconsin or Ohio, that's not a technique problem. That's just physics. And what if that guy over there in Ohio or Wisconsin is a beast? That's how pockets collapse. That's how the run game disappears. And that's how quarterbacks get hit a lot. And we've seen Nico get hit a lot. And we all got our fingers crossed this year that he don't get hit a lot because we know he's a starting NFL quarterback. And I'm basing that just based off of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Nico can definitely go there and start if he ball out this year. This is the part fans don't like to hear. The first 5 look like a Big Ten line. The next 5 still look like a Pac-12 line. I'm just being honest with you guys. And that gap, that's where the season dies in this conference. We have to make sure we're at least 2 deep in a real strong way. That third person that comes in needs to be serviceable. Now let's flip to the defensive side. This might actually be more dangerous. In the Big Ten, you cannot play interior D linemen 65 to 70 snaps. You know just as well as I know, they'll hold up early and then they get leaned on. By the third quarter, you're not rushing, you're surviving. You need rotation, you need bodies, you need waves. So here's the question. After your top 2 interior guys, who do we have next? These are the questions that we need to start thinking about because depth is going to matter. Who's the 4th guy? Who's the 5th guy? And then another question, Are they anchors or just pass rush speed guys? We need both, because when a team runs the ball 40 plus times, speed doesn't matter. Math does. This ain't about talent. It's about wear down. You can win the first half and still lose the wrestling match in the second. We talk about it all the time. We hear NFL teams talking about it all the time. Lean on them. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, we're going to wear them out. We have to start looking at it that way. UCLA needs to be able to lean on these teams. By the time we get to the second half, that's when our speed, our pass rushers can start getting to the quarterback. Because now either we're up and they have to throw the ball, or we're up and we're just going to pound it down their throats. This is why I keep saying the schedule matters. Let's look at last season's stretch. By October, November, you're not fresh. You're bruised. You're tapped out. You're managing bodies. You know what? And when teams see thin depth, they don't get cute. They run right at you. And we seen that last year when we played Michigan. Michigan didn't even look like they was running their whole playbook. They just ran the ball down our throat. If those backups aren't ready by then, that's where the wheels come off. Not because UCLA isn't trying, because the roster isn't finished yet. So let me be clear. I'm not saying UCLA can't win games, because we know we can win games. I've already told you I'm predicting 9 wins. I'm saying the margin for error is razor thin, you guys, because the depth is still being built. The roster is heavier than last year. Yes, it is. We know that. But it's not Big Ten heavy yet. We still got some work to do. And that leads to the next question, the uncomfortable one. Why is the depth thin? Is it recruiting or is it money? Because when I started following the NIL trail, the picture got interesting. And I think UCLA might be spending in places that look good, but don't win in November football. And guess what? That's what we're breaking down in the next video. This is important. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's 100% free. All right, let's move on. And talk to me in the comment. What scares you more, the O-line backups or the D-line rotation? Because we're in the Big Ten. We're in a conference to where it's going to be cold. It's going to be snow. I mean, they recruit big bodies. It just seems like the players that play in the Big Ten are just 3 times bigger than the average person that comes out of California. I don't know why. I definitely feel like one of the things that's going to help us is now that we're in the Big Ten, we're going to get an opportunity to recruit these same players. A lot of these players go to SEC teams. A lot of these players tend to go to Ohio State. You know what? Let's use Oregon as an example. Oregon is always a fast-paced team. They always score a lot of points. But how far does that style of football get them? I'm just giving you guys something to think about. Tomorrow's video is going to be about NIL. You guys got to make sure you subscribe to the channel and lock in. If you like talking UCLA football, and this is UCLA Football TV hosted by West 739. Forza up.